I think the mayor's revenue assumptions and his budget, on the whole, by and large, are good for the city of New York right now.
I've tried to be honest before. I think in some areas Mike's done a good job, and I think in some areas, as far as affordable housing and others, I think he's done a good job there. As far as helping to move New York City's budget forward over the last few years, when we were in a bad fiscal way, I think Mike's done a good job.
In what ways has Bloomberg done a good job?
I think if you look across the city, just kind of bringing down the rhetoric, not polarizing communities, and making sure that people feel that the person in City Hall, the mayor of City Hall, in City Hall, doesn't dislike them because of who they are. I think that's huge when compared to the last and former mayor. It goes a long way as far as bringing the level of rhetoric down. I think on issues of budget. We went through some tough fiscal times. I've given the mayor high marks for that.
Mayor Bloomberg now 4 more years. You did not support him. Is the city going to be okay in your view with him as mayor?
I think the city in a number of ways has done well. I think it has been, I think the mayor's done a good job, and in a lot of things, there are things I've disagreed with, and I've made those disagreements public and did during this campaign. But Mike's the mayor of the city of New York. We've worked well in the last 4 years. I believe we'll work well in the next 4 years.
Okay. Well, Mr. Controller, between us here, how do you explain Bloomberg's sky-high, switching topics now, his sky-high approval numbers? This guy in the New York One poll and also in another poll, one poll showed 70% of New Yorkers approve of the job that he is doing.
Well, I think if you look at a lot of things, the economy's up. There are more jobs right now. The mayor has been, as he starts a new term, has been very aggressive in talking about issues that affect our children and other things. So I think that, and some of it still is, he had a big victory in November. I think it's kind of a continuation of that. So I don't, and as well as, you look, he has not done, and I've said that in the past, there are a number of things that I applaud the mayor that he has done and the job that he's done. So I think it's a continuation of that. And as I said, as he's hit a new term and taken on a bit more of an aggressive tone, it's something that I like. Confronting Albany on behalf of our school children, I think that's good.
Is he a good mayor for the city?
I think that Mike Bloomberg has been a good mayor for the city of New York. If you look at the times where he took over as mayor and the questions on a lot of us, it was a new government at the beginning of 2002. I think that perhaps after a slow start, and there was a difficult financial situation the city was in, he's done well. And do I think he's been a good mayor for the city of New York? Yes, I do.
What would you do different if you're the next mayor of the city compared to Mike Bloomberg?
Oh, it's early to say that. Conditions change and so many things can be different. I think that the mayor has done a number of things. I've been very vocal in giving him credit for the things that I've been, that I agree with. I think there's so many things that he has done to help move this city forward as far as continuing crime reduction. The city is, we've taken surpluses and use them for things that, for the future that we've never done before. So there's so many things that this mayor has done and I've given him credit for. I think it's a little early to start talking about things I would do differently than the person who still has about 3 years left on his term.
It's a prudent budget on the mayor's part. I think it's a smart budget. I think it takes a look and looks at it's a budget based in reality. I think that the mayor took bold steps today in his budget, prepaying debt, bringing down the deficit for next year.